Hello everyone. Welcome to the latest session on Let's Get Solved. Hello everyone. Welcome to the latest Hello everyone. Welcome to the latest session on Let's Get Solving with Google Cloud. My name is Sujata Dusi and I'm a customer engineer specialized in G Suite from the Google Cloud team. So, in today's lab session in Let's Get Solving with Google Cloud, the topic is creating a chatbot using AppScript. And I would take you through the steps on how to create a chatbot as well as how to use it. So first, some basic information about bots and why they are important. So organizations are moving from classic chat to the new chat. Now, with the multiple other benefits that are coming with the new chat, like threaded conversations or easier use or the ease or how it integrates within Gmail, the major benefit that comes with the new chat is how you can integrate bots within it. Bots are easy ways to make chat way more interactive. And with G Suite and the new chat API, you can create connectors with bots created on different platforms. Here are the 4 ways through which you can have connectors to bots. Using a HTTPS link, you could create your bots using AppScript. You could link it with bots created on Cloud PubSub or bots created using Dialogflow. You will be able to configure the chat API within the Google Cloud Console and configure a connector with these sources. There are multiple developer resources that help you to create bots within G Suite. And here's a link that you can see which helps you with all those resources. You can find samples, you can find information about syntax, some reference details, guides about how to build chatbots. All the details are available in the developer resources. There's also a Google Chat Code Lab which you can refer, which helps you with step-by-step instructions to create a chatbot. There are some samples with step-by-step instructions that you can follow and create it. One example that you see on the screen is essentially a bot that is helping to create an attendance bot which you can use within Google Chat. So don't miss and definitely access this code lab to get additional information. Now, with the bot integration within Google Chat, what is it that we are achieving? So You can send a direct message to a bot, like I simply call a bot and send messages, ask for information. You can do all of that with a direct DM. Or you could add a bot either in a group message or in a chat room. So once you add it, you get that enhanced experience. You can integrate or have bot send responses for you, for which will be visible for all the members in the chat room. So let's take an example. I can use a Jiffy bot to add interesting gifs within the chat room and make it more interesting. I can use a meet bot to schedule a meeting with one click with all the participants in the chat room without even opening up my calendar and trying to find the right time, because the bot does it for you. It would look up for the free busy information of all the users and schedule a right time that is fitting the calendar of every user in the chat room. Or you have some pre-built bots from Google which help you with connectors to applications like Jira, uh, which help you with updates from a ticket. So you can ask the bot about information on a ticket, and it would help or fetch information from Jira and provide it within the chat room. So this way there are multiple bots that you can embed, you can use. Now, let's understand a little bit more on the message types. So, this is an important area which needs to be followed when you are creating bots, because there are some specific syntax that you need to follow, which will help call the bot or put the right messages. So, some of the important message types are added to space, that is, whenever a bot is added into a room or when a direct message is sent, that's the first message a bot gets. So, added to space is that message when you add a bot. Removed from space is whenever you remove the bot from the chat room. That's the message type that the bot receives. Message is the most usual message type, mainly because every time you send a message to a bot, it receives it in the form of a message type message. And card clicked helps you with interactive cards which come up when you call a bot. So one example of a card clicked is that you can raise a poll. You can create a bot which helps you with creating polls, and it would not just create a poll, but it helps you to give a response directly by clicking on the card. So if there are options, you can click on the card and it would take your reaction. So that is when there are actions. It becomes an interactive card that comes up within your chat room. So these are the message types. Now, why is it easy to create the bots on an app script? Mainly because if you look at the function names on the right, they are very similar to the message types that have been highlighted, that are by default required for the chatbot. So the function names to be used with an app script are on added to space, that is directly related to the added to space. On remove from space, that is directly about when you remove a bot from uh, a chat room. On message is the action that needs to be taken every time a message is sent to a bot. And on card click is the function that needs to be used for any action that needs to be taken to make the bot to make the card more interactive. So now that we understand the function names and the message types, let's dig into the Qwiklabs and understand. But before that, let's understand the link that you need to leverage to unlock your 1 month free trial offer of Qwiklab. So this is the link that will help you access and unlock the quest of G Suite Essentials, and after which you will be eligible to access Qwiklabs free of cost for 1 full month, and you'll be able to do any labs on G Suite and GCP within Qwiklabs. So how to run the lab? So you select the lab session, click on Start Lab, and it would generate credentials for you, a username and password which you would be using. And once you have the credentials, you can open up the Google Cloud Console or the G Suite console, accept the terms, and get started. So here is the Qwiklabs session that we would be doing, which is creating a chatbot. So as I've explained, we would be doing a session, we would be creating a chatbot using AppScript in this session. And as a part of the setup, you are essentially using your credentials. All you need is a browser. And that is when we create handlers. And we do that using AppScript. And this is a card format. Card is nothing but the message type that is returned by the bot when a message is sent on message. And these are some of the parameters that you need to note, which is the key value, image, and the text button. So this is exactly the code that we would be using. And as you see on message, it needs to translate the text which is given in English to a different language. So source text is English and this is the destination text. You can change this language into any language. There are a supported language list. You can click on this and you get to see the multiple supported languages within this, within the chatbot. So here's a reference link and there are multiple languages if you see. So the code is something that you need to remember and you can link it with your chatbot. So I am copying this code and we will create our app script. So with the credentials that I got from the Qwiklabs, I've signed into my G Suite admin center. And after that, what you need to access is script.google.com. Script.google.com is the place where you would be creating your bot, your app script project. So I click on new project and it creates a blank code.gs file where I would be embedding the code that we have captured from the Qwiklabs. So this is exactly the code that we are using. So if you remember, we have learned about the different functions. So there's this function of how to create a card response, how to what to do on message, and finally it returns the card response on message. So that's exactly what this bot is, and this is a very simple one, but you can create very complicated bots using AppScript, or you can use Java, or you can use Dialogflow, and there are different ways in which you can create chatbots. So once I paste this, in fact, I need to title my project. I title it as Translate Bot. I click on OK. I save it. And another important area within the AppScript project is the manifest file. So there's one line that we need to update here. So this is one line that we update and followed by a comma, and we save the manifest file. So we publish the bot using the manifest file. So this is an important step that you need to configure in your app script. Now let's move on to the GCP console. So on the GCP console, you need to create a project. So if you haven't used a GCP console before, you need to click on new project and create a new project. But in my scenario, I already have a project, so I'm using one. And I get into the navigation menu. I click on APIs and services. I get into the library. So library is where you would find all of the APIs, and I search for chat API. And the first step is to enable a Hangout chat API. So once you enable this chat API, you will be able to integrate the app script with the chat API, and you would get all the details and the configuration steps. So another important area uh, within your GCP console is the configuration. So let me quickly switch on to the Qwiklabs where we can see the actual step. So this is the manifest file. If you remember, we have updated this in the appscript.json file, and when we are publishing it, all the details are given here. So we have created the GCP project, and we have enabled the Hangout chat API, and that is where the configuration details need to be updated. So it involves a bot name, the avatar URL, and some details, and we would look at these details now in our project. So on the GCP console, so I've already updated the bot name, the avatar URL, and a description of what this bot does. Functionality is another important area which needs to be updated, whether a bot needs to work only with direct messages, or you would also allow users to add the bot within the chat rooms or groups. So that way, you are expanding the scope of the bot to not just work with direct messages, but users can also add the bot within a chat room. So this is again an important step. And after which is the connection settings. Now, within these connection settings, in our case, we are using an app script project, and we have to now integrate our bot with this app script project. So I click on the translate bot, I get into publish, and I deploy from manifest. So when we do this, I can click on get ID, and I get the deployment ID of this app script. This is one important parameter which will be helpful for you in configuring the bot within the GCP admin console. So I'll copy this, and this is exactly what I'll be inputting here. So I select the whole thing and I paste the new deployment ID that I've received from my app script. Permissions, again an important one, whether you want everyone in your organization to use the bot that you've created, or you want only limited users to use the bot. That is what we define here. So you can define individual user, groups of users, that's a group ID, or you can allow it for everyone within your organization. So it really depends on the type of bot. Maybe if it's a finance bot or a sales bot, you may want to restrict it only to those specific teams. But if it is bots like an attendance bot, or maybe some fun bots or meme bots, so you may want everyone within your organization to access. So once all the details are given, now you can choose between the different connection types as I've mentioned, and since we are using an app script project, we are using the app script deployment ID. I then click on save, and once I click on save, I am able to, I can now access the translate bot. But before that, let's quickly scroll up and see that the bot status is live and available to the users. So this is one step that you need to validate, verify whether it is in disabled state or it is in the live state. So in my scenario, it is live. I quickly click on save once again. And while we have copied the exact code, I may want to change these languages. So I'm choosing, I save it, I get into chat.google.com and I call the bot. So I click on translate bot. This is what I was testing yesterday as well. I open the translate bot and I can ask any questions. And it would give me a response in Hindi. I can also choose or change the languages here. And once I do that, it's instantaneous. If you see, the response is immediate. And it gives me a response in Telugu. So I can choose different languages. I can add multiple languages as well. So I can select the entire text and I can give a plus, paste it. Save it. Now I get the response in both the languages. And it would give the response in both the languages that I've chosen. So that way you can use your bot to give responses in different languages. And we are done with the lab because we created an app script, we published it, and we are able to use that bot within your chat. So it's important to understand the syntax. This is another EchoBot for which I've just added a syntax on what to do on messages. A very simple bot that it just repeats the message that we have typed as to who has sent the message and the exact message. So function on message. So whenever a message is sent, you want the return to be hi and the name. So hi plus e.user.display name, which is whoever is the message, whoever has sent the message, and the message sent is also displayed here. That is e.message.test. So this way, there are easy ways to create bots. There are multiple samples that are available on GitHub and you can use all of them. And for the predefined bots, let me quickly open up a demo discussion here. And I'll start a new thread. And there are easy Jiffy bots that I can use which to make the chat very interesting. Like, so I'll first add to the room and I get a response. Or I could simply this is one of my favorites as to oh my god bot, and it gives me a nice gif. You could also use meet bots. So I use a meet bot. And once I give that, it automatically gives me options and it shows me a time that works and I can give a response to it. And it would immediately send me a meeting invite, and it would block the calendar and send a invite on my behalf. So that's how easy it is to use bots. They're predefined bots. You can have your own custom bots for your environment and have an amazing experience in your chat. So we come to the end of this lab session, and let me switch to the presentation again. So as I've mentioned, very similar. Here's the link that you can use to unlock your Qwiklabs offer, and use this for a free trial of 1 complete month to access any labs that are available on Qwiklabs for enhancing your skills on G Suite and GCP. Looking forward to meet you all once again next week on Friday, same time, for a new lab session. Again, using AppScript, and this time with a different API, but we would be integrating with Google Docs and Sheets to get better analytics within your Docs and Sheets. So, looking forward to experiencing the next lab with you all once again. Thank you so much for your time today. Have a nice day ahead.